Story 1. In the bustling city of Newbridge, during the summer of 2019, I started a new job at Radiant Technologies, a highly renowned tech firm. On my first day, I met a broad spectrum of talented colleagues, among whom stood out Emily, a talented designer with an infectious smile. Emily and I instantly clicked, sharing common interests in art, technology, and outdoor adventures. Our bond quickly grew as we began to spend lunches together, exchanged jokes, and shared insights into our past lives. Emily was intelligent, witty, and seemed genuinely interested in my thoughts and opinions. Our friendship began to grow beyond the office, as we engaged in weekend hikes and explored local art galleries. A few months into our friendship, Emily's behavior started to shift. She began insisting on accompanying me on grocery trips or showing up at my favorite coffee spots, claiming it was a coincidence. Initially, I dismissed it as her being friendly and perhaps a bit over-enthusiastic. We continued to spend time together, but the coincidental meetings grew more frequent, and Emily's questions became more personal and intrusive. She wanted to know every detail about my friends, family, and even past relationships. Feeling slightly unnerved but not wanting to make a big deal out of it, I kept it to myself. Then, one day, Emily showed up at my younger sister's school recital, uninvited. It was a private family event, and her presence there sent a chill down my spine. I confronted her about it, but she brushed it off as a harmless surprise. The incidents began to escalate. Emily's texts became incessant, her calls more frequent, and she began showing up at places she had no reason to be. My anxiety grew, affecting my work performance and personal life. One day, a close friend named Robert noticed my distress and insisted I confide in him. I revealed everything, and Robert's expression turned grave. He shared a disturbing tale of how Emily had previously exhibited similar behaviors with a mutual friend. The friend had been forced to move cities to escape her obsessive grip. Terrified by this revelation, I reported Emily to our HR department, detailing her intrusive behavior. An internal investigation revealed other unsettling incidents from Emily's past, including harassment allegations from former colleagues. Emily was subsequently let go from Radiant Technologies, and I took legal measures to ensure she stayed away from me and my family. Though the immediate danger had passed, the haunting memories of Emily's obsession lingered, making me forever cautious about whom I let into my life. Her charming smile that once seemed warm and inviting now only sends shivers down my spine, a grim reminder that appearances can be deceiving. Story 2. It was during the summer of 2020, when life seemed vibrant and full of promise, that I found myself living and working as a software engineer in the tech hub of San Francisco. My job at a growing startup provided me with countless networking opportunities, and my social calendar was packed with exciting events. It was at a tech conference that I was first introduced to Hannah and Laura. Both were magnetic, fairly attractive, and brimming with intellect. Hannah's striking green eyes seemed to sparkle with mischief, and Laura's tall, graceful presence was accentuated by her warm, inviting smile. They worked in the tech industry as well and shared my passion for innovation. We bonded quickly, and our initial conversation about shared professional interests soon evolved into friendly banter. As weeks went by, we began to meet more frequently, and I even introduced them to some of my closest friends. Hannah, Laura, this is Mark, my college roommate and one of my best friends, I would say, thrilled to connect people from different spheres of my life. Nice to meet you, Mark. Jake's told us a lot about you, Laura would reply, her smile revealing a hint of intrigue. Our friendship seemed to blossom, but there was something simmering beneath the surface. Their questions gradually grew more intimate, probing into my private life and personal desires. At first, I brushed it off, thinking it was harmless curiosity. However, their persistence began to unsettle me. "Jake, you've never really told us about your relationships. What's your type?" Hannah once asked, her eyes fixed on me. I tried to deflect, sensing something amiss. "Oh, you know, just someone kind, smart, with a good sense of humor." Hannah's eyes narrowed. "Come on, don't be shy. We're all friends here." As weeks turned into months, their behavior grew more concerning. I would often spot them at places I frequented, always coincidentally crossing paths. Their texts, calls, and social media comments became increasingly explicit, filled with sexual innuendos and unmistakable intentions. One chilling night, I came home to find a letter slid under my door, filled with graphic descriptions of their fantasies and a hotel keycard. The realization that they had been inside my apartment left me cold with fear. I immediately called my friend Mark. "Mark, something's seriously wrong. Hannah and Laura. They've been stalking me. I need your help." "Jake, that's terrifying. Let's go to the police." "You need to report this," Mark urged. With his support, I gathered the evidence and reported their actions to the authorities. The ensuing investigation uncovered a twisted web of obsession. Hannah and Laura had engaged in similar pursuits before, stalking other men, manipulating them, and leaving behind a trail of emotional wreckage. Legal action was taken, restraining orders filed, and they were finally forced out of my life. But their haunting presence lingered. The scars ran deep, and trust became a fragile concept. The summer that had begun with excitement and connection had morphed into a nightmare. The echoes of Hannah and Laura's laughter, once joyful, were now twisted into a dark melody that haunted my dreams. The experience served as a harrowing reminder that attraction could be a dangerous game, desire a double-edged sword, and trust something that could be shattered in an instant. As the legal proceedings went on, I started to rebuild my life, feeling the weight of their obsession lifting slowly. A few months later, the case was finally closed, and Hannah and Laura were sentenced to probation and therapy. I felt a sense of closure but remained cautious, always looking over my shoulder. One night, I was working late at the office, finishing up a project. The building was eerily quiet, and I could hear the hum of the servers in the distance. I decided to take a break and walked over to the large window overlooking the city. As I glanced down at the bustling streets below, something caught my eye. A car was parked across the street from the building, one I'd seen before, a car that belonged to Laura. Panic washed over me as I realized they hadn't let go of their obsession. My hands shook as I grabbed my phone and dialed Mark. "Mark, they're here. They're watching me," I whispered, my voice cracking with fear. "Calm down, Jake. Stay where you are. I'm calling the police. Lock the doors, and don't go anywhere," Mark instructed. I did as he said, my heart pounding in my chest. Minutes felt like hours as I waited for the police to arrive, all the while watching the car from the window. Finally, the police showed up, and I watched as they approached the car, finding it empty but with photographs and notes scattered inside. It was a terrifying revelation that Hannah and Laura had been surveilling me, documenting my daily routines. The police intensified their investigation, and I was provided with security detail. Hannah and Laura were arrested again, this time facing more serious charges. The experience left me forever changed. The shadows of that summer lingered, casting doubt on friendships and making trust a rare commodity. The thrilling, chilling dance with desire had taken a dark turn, and I realized that even the most seemingly innocent connections could harbor dangerous secrets. The haunting smiles of Hannah and Laura became a warning, a reminder that obsession could lurk in the most unexpected places, and that sometimes, the most terrifying dangers are hidden behind the most enticing masks.